With the Eagle Privy, Mint State 70, and comes in the beautiful case, of course, and you always get your certificate of authenticity, which is important and why you shop here at HSN. Of course, HSN deal price at $199, flex pay $66 and some change to get home. All right, Mike, why do you think that people are drawn to this in the droves?
Well, first things first. I mean, the United States Mint at the end of last year, kind of late 2024, kind of changed, just kind of came out of nowhere and did this specialized coin that's called a Privy Mark American Silver Eagle, Mint State American Silver Eagle. And a Privy Mark, once again, is an extra mark that's put on a coin by the mint, by the mint that makes it, in essence, generally, certainly by a mint, goes onto a coin that denotes time or place or a specific commemorative. And so when they did this, they originally did a star. So right under "In God We Trust," and then that is AW. That's for the designer of the coin, Adolf Weinman. And then you have right down there was a star. Well, that came out in late 2024, and of course that we did that early, and the collecting world kind of didn't really understand what it was right at the beginning. It wasn't widely publicized, and all of a sudden, just within about the last 3 months, it has absolutely, positively exploded. And then everybody now has been eagerly anticipating the release of the next and second and last coin in what I call the America series. There's going to be a star, and then this one is called the Eagle Privy, because the Privy Mark, the extra mark that they put on it, is an eagle. Now, when the Mint first announced that, I was like, oh man, because they're going to do some crazy bad eagle, because that's what they've done in the past. It already has a beautiful eagle on it. But the Mint, I mean, congratulations, they knocked it out of the park. So right over "In God We Trust," there it is, with the eagle in flight over the top, and they only made 500,000 coins, which makes it the rarest Mint State American Silver Eagle ever made by the United States Mint, tied actually with the Star Privy. Prior to that, the rarest Mint State American Silver Eagle was the 1996 American Silver Eagle. They made 3.6 million of those. They made 500,000 of this coin.
Wow.
Now, the 1996 in Mint State 70 is NGC is roughly a $10,000 coin.
Wow.
Okay, in Mint State 70, they made almost 10 times as many coins. And many people say, well, that's because they're what we call conditionally rare. They're hard to get in Mint State 70, which is absolutely true. But so is this coin. So, part and parcel of this. So the Star Privy, the very first Mint State Silver Eagle that ever had a Privy Mark on it, everybody's rushing to have that. This is the second one. And if you have the first one, you have to have the second one, because that's kind of the set. And in all honesty, the Eagle Privy is way, way, way better looking than the Star Privy. And all of a sudden, the Star Privy's taken off. So now it has, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, the number of people going after this, other than the original Star Privy. And so the Eagle Privy is kind of taking over where the Star Privy left off, which was absolute insanity. And the Eagle Privy has gone. And so I normally get here, fairly early before the show. I'm out in the car talking to dealer after dealer after dealer, just trying to round up some more of these. I mean, we debuted this, 3 days ago at 1 a.m. I had 1,000 coins. We sold all of them. All 1,000 coins. Now, at 1 a.m., that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 to 2 a.m., 1,000 coins. So as we come into this show, I had a 1 a.m. show this morning. I think we've sold in the neighborhood of 600 or 700 coins from this morning. Yep. So I have what amounts to 1,400 coins left, give or take, 1,300 coins left. And if you're playing along at home, they're going very, very, very quickly right here, right now. Yep. People are buying multiples, people are jumping in, people are getting these. Because I want to go over, why this, as you said, why are people kind of all over this? Yeah. And I used a term last night that we kind of use in the industry that Suzanne has never heard. I said, this is just what we call a monster coin. Monster coins are coins that are just so incredibly popular. There's no possible way to keep up with demand. There's no, all you try to do is stay as far ahead as you possibly can. And so here's what this is, and here's what really comes down to bottom line what your opportunity is. First things first, it's Mint State 70. It's absolutely perfect. It's Eagle Privy that you're going to have right there. It's in my exclusive dual core holder that you can only buy at HSN, and it is at my original issue price of $199.95. I will sell this coin later in the year. It will be significantly more than $199.95. My next iteration of this in terms of quantity is going to be 229, 249, 279, 299. Wow. I don't know. The last one of the Star Privies we sold out here was $399. And this is selling about twice as fast as the Star Privy ever did, because all the people who bought the Star Privies a little at a time are now all of a sudden jumping into this. It has absolutely taken the collector's world by storm. Now, here's the secondary part of this. This is what makes it so, like I said, we're very, very, very busy. I'm certain of it. Please go to hsn.com. If you have it in your cart, check out. If you don't, once it's sold out, it is sold out at this point. So here's really what it comes down to. So you have this Eagle Privy coin that everybody needs. Now, understand, it is not even going to be officially released until May the 15th.
Wow.
Okay? They did a very small release of the first 50,000 coins, because the reason this coin exists is the United States Mint had a directive to bring young collectors into the fold. So they cut a deal with a gaming company. Okay, Nice Games, I think is what it's called. First 50,000 coins they released through the gaming company. So we had a few of these Mint State 70s out of that first 50,000. We had 300 coins. 2 weeks ago, we sold them out for $479. Wow. If you bought any of those coins, please send them back immediately. Please use your 30-day money-back guarantee, because it's about an $800 coin right now.
Wow.
Going to $1,000 or $1,200. No, seriously, just keep it. You've done very well. You've done very well.
That never happens that fast.
Because those first 50,000 coins have exploded. And literally, I was talking to a dealer, big dealer, and he says, you realize that those first 50,000 70s have exploded in the last 3 hours. Wow. In the last 3 hours, we've seen 20, 30, 40, 50% increases in price. Wow. And so now we have Mint State, same exact coin, same exact grade, from first 50,000, it's not $199. They're like starting to push $800, $1,000 a coin. Wow. So, but the original issue price for us here was $479. Well, this is the original issue price at $199.95. Understand? And I went out there and I tried to, so of the 500,000 coins, and only 450,000 are available out there, I have already purchased for me and, you know, kind of all the people I'm representing, somewhere in about 80,000 coins. So 15% of the entire production. Wow. Is what we're trying to round up and bring in. Now, here's the problem. The United States Mint does not sell these directly to the United States public. These are sold only through what are called authorized purchasers, APs. There are 12 of those. And what has happened is like with the Star Privy, I could call around to the different APs. I could have had as many as I want. I could have had 100,000 coins. I could have had 150,000 coins. We did, I think, 40 or 50,000 coins at the end of the day, probably closer to 40 than 50 before they exploded. Now they don't exist. Wow. So these coins, ungraded in Star Privies, don't exist. So we can't make, when I talk about make it, we send sealed boxes into the grading companies, and they determine which one of these are 70. So, and already, so that took 3 months for that to happen for the Star Privies. Took 3 days for that to happen with the Eagle Privies. There already, nobody will even price these coins right now. And that's the thing. Do you have some boxes? I have a few, but I will not price them until this market settles down. Wow. I may double my price from a premium standpoint. I may triple my price. I have no idea what it is. Now you have a coin that is so highly sought after, and let's face it, the Eagle is like way better than the Star. The Star was the first, but that Eagle is absolutely, positively stunning. They knocked it out of the park with this. Yeah. So the other problem with this, and remember I talked about conditional rarity, is the fact that it's Mint State 70 perfect. It's perfect. Now, generally speaking, in an American Silver Eagle, you know, we do okay if we get factory sealed boxes. We can get a decent quantity of those, but here's the problem. The vast majority of American Silver Eagles are made at the West Point Mint. That's what they do. They make all the Silver Eagles. For some reason, the United States Mint decides to make these at the Philadelphia Mint. The Philadelphia Mint does not make Silver Eagles very often. And because of that, it's not they're a bad mint, they're not very good at it, okay, because their process is a little different than the West Point Mint. And what that leads to is coins that are much more difficult to get in Mint State 70.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about conditional rare. So if these were made at West Point Mint, I'd have twice as many Mint State 70s.
Right.
Okay, these are twice as rare as they should be if they were made at the West Point Mint. But by being made at Philadelphia, now you have them as their own coin. So now you have the rarest Mint State Silver Eagle because it's a 2025P. Now the P's, Philadelphia Mint has made them in the past, but they never were identifiable, only by box number, only in holder, in situ, what we call it, with that. And that's the only way to do it. But now we know it's Philadelphia because it has the Privy mark.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be in holder. It doesn't have to be guaranteed by the grading company to just even be an Eagle Privy. So now you have something that even uncertified and ungraded brings massive collector interest. Everybody needs to have one of these. But now, okay, so now we have all of those factors put together, but we have Mint State 70s. We have them at our original issue price. We have them in my exclusive holder that you can only buy here at HSN. Please understand. And because of that, see this holder? So you have those first 50,000 American Silver Eagles that with the Eagle Privy. Those sell for 800, 1,000. These are rarer in Mint State 70 with my dual core holder right here. Yeah. There's far less of these than there are first 50,000 70s. So, you know, they are going to be collectible in their own right as well. The biggest issue that we have here is, at least you have it, is this is my original issue price, and now, right now, is when you have to kind of strike. Right now is when you have to take advantage of this and get this in your collection at this price right here. I started the Star Privies at $199.
I know, I remember.
I ended the Star Privies at $399.
And they still sold out.
And they still sold out. So understand what you're at the front of the bus here, okay? You know, and this Eagle Privy bus is driving and is going faster and faster and faster. Well, you have the opportunity right here, right now, to be able to get this coin, put it in your collection. I'm not limiting quantities. I hate when people do that. Limit 5. I go, we don't do that. You know, so we have people buying 5. We have people buying 10 at the original issue price that you have here in our exclusive holder in Mint State 70. You put all those things together, and is any wonder, we started the day basically. I had 1,000 that sold out. I was able to be able to guarantee another 2,000 coins. So we started today with 2,000 coins.
And we're almost halfway through that.
And we're about halfway through that. Almost 1,000 coins sold right here, right now. And I still have, 6, 7 minutes. We may go a little longer on this to give everybody an opportunity because this is going to be your opportunity.
Well, and a lot of people are jumping into the ordering process. And to Mike's point, what's great about shopping here at HSN, I'll highlight 3 things. 1, what you see is what you get. You get a wealth of knowledge of what Mike is sharing with you. The second thing I'll mention as well is that we have FlexPay. So $66 and some change to get this home. And why I point that out to my third point is that we don't limit the quantity. So if you want to get 5, 10, using that FlexPay, I mean, that really stretches your dollar to go a long way where you can get several of them and not having to pay the $199 out front. And what I love, too, is that the FlexPay doesn't mean, all right, you got to pay it off in 3 months and then we give it to you. No. We ship it out to your doorstep within the next few days, which is incredible that you're able to get your hands on these within the next few days. And the other 450,000 plus aren't even released to those authorized purchasers until May.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to ship these actually in May. Because the first 50,000 are $1,000 coins.
Okay, so you get them in May.
And so people are saying, so how do you have this coin? Which is a great question. So that's what you're bringing. I took a 50,000 coin and put it in this holder. Okay, so I took a $1,000 coin just to put it into this holder.
Just for this presentation?
Just for this presentation.
Oh, wow.
Okay, just for this presentation.
Wow.
And the reason I can sell people, well, how can you sell 3,000 coins? You don't necessarily know how they're going to grade. I can sell 3,000 coins because I'm getting 60,000 coins.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get 3,070s out of that. Okay, we hope to get more than that, actually, quite a bit more. But at the end of the day, I can guarantee we're going to get 3,000 coins. And so, and here's the thing: if I only get 3,000 coins out of 60, this is like a $2,000 coin. But we kind of know what they're grading because the first 50,000 have already been through grading. They grade about like the Star Privy. It's not great. at about half the rate, as a regular Silver Eagle. So you've got 10 times the demand, half the rate of 70s, and already the rarest Silver Eagle, Mint-State Silver Eagle ever made by the United States Mint. So now, like you said, so the question you asked originally was what? You know, why is everybody going crazy? Well, I mean, you know, pick from any one of those 10 things, okay? Pick from any one of those 10 things, and here's what's going to happen. So I started this with about 1,500 or so. I think we're down to about 1,000, give or take. Yep. What's going to happen is these will continue to sell. Mm-hmm. So I quite literally added these in, okay, the quantity that we had, you know, on Monday afternoon, because we started at 1 a.m. this morning, okay, Tuesday morning. I had already received about 75 orders for these before I even got to 1 a.m. People just found them on hsn.com, and that is exactly what's going to happen. And that is 100% exactly what's going to happen with this coin. So, well, I may have enough for this as we're live right here, right now. Understand, that will change. This will sell out. Every single solitary one of these coins will be spoken for. That is absolutely, positively, 100% a guarantee. Nobody else is out there anywhere close to this price, is what the situation is. And like I said, I think we got you know, 5 minutes. Like I said, we may go a little over on this if everybody, we just want to make sure everybody who wants the coin. We want to give you a chance. Want everybody to get a fair chance at getting this, and you can't say, well, you know, I didn't have enough time to get in at $199.95. Obviously, everybody wants this coin. One of the things I want to do, if we can we get, I mean, just as close as possible? That's a great shot right there. Look at the eagle. Look at the detail on that eagle. The Star Privy just had a little star right down here. It was great.
It was nice.
But it's not an eagle in flight right over in God We Trust. I mean, look at that. So now you have the Star Privy is absolutely on fire in its own right. Okay, in its own right. Now add in a privy mark with the same rarity, same collectability, same desirability, same rarity for grade, all of those things at my original issue price. Star Privy, like I said, we started at $179 actually, ended up at $399. I'm starting this one at $199 with my exclusive holder, and now is the time to strike. People say, so you'll never have it again? No, I'll probably be selling this for 10 years. You know, but it's not going to be $199.95.
That's the difference.
You know, now all of a sudden secondary market takes over. Now all of a sudden you got a lot of different issues when it comes to this particular coin, in terms of availability, in terms of things that you can get. And then all of a sudden, you know, coins are in some degree the perfect supply and demand. One of the things I like to collect is pattern coins. That's what I personally collect. There are many of these pattern coins that only have 15 or 20 pieces. So you think they'd be ridiculously expensive. But they're not. There's only about 10 people care. Me and 9 other people. And I know the 9 other people, right? And that's it. So they're not insanely expensive. Right. Because they don't matter. This matters to kind of everybody. Even people that don't even right now at this time, right here at this time and place even consider themselves coin collectors. We're going to have first-time coin collectors because of this coin. This is a monster coin. I'm going back to that. It is a monster coin. This is one of those coins that is going to define this year in numismatics. And we got a lot of cool coins this year. But this particular coin is going to be one of the definitive specimens of 2025. Like I said, it is the second and last coin in the Privy Mark, what I call the America series. I mean, you got a star and an eagle. What else are you going to call it? You know, we heard tell that if they happen to do a third, it'll be a flag, and then it's for sure the America series. But right now, the only plans are for the Star Privy sold out, Eagle Privy sold out. That's it. And like I said, the Mint does not even sell these directly to the United States public. They got to go through this series of what are called authorized purchasers. And so, you know, they control the supply of these things, and there's only 12 of them, and then they go out to the biggest dealers. One of the other dealers I heard about, he was able to get, he was open to buy, like I was open to buy 100,000 coins, so I would have bought 20% of the mintage. He was open to buy the same 100,000 coins, and I think he got 65 or 75,000 coins. Wow. So there's between me and 2 people I know are going to control somewhere in the neighborhood of half the mintage.
Wow.
Okay, simply because that's, and you know, that's part of what's kind of driving the price.
Right.
But when I sit here and in 2 presentations sell 3,000 70s that are going to represent somewhere in the neighborhood of 2%, 1 in 50 of every 70 that's going to exist in all the labels and all the different things, wow. I think you begin to understand the desirability of this. The fact that you have this first time with an eagle on an eagle. I mean, at first that sounded kind of weird because I didn't figure that, well, and that's what everybody said. Until everybody saw what the mint did, and they said, okay, yeah, I'm good with that. That looks fantastic. I mean, what an absolutely spectacular job that you've done right here. And so you look at that, you have this eagle flying over In God We Trust. I mean, that's going to draw even more people than the Star Privy because, I mean, it is absolutely stunning. Now, secondarily, from a pure numismatic coin nerd standpoint, all the detail on that eagle makes it even harder to get in Mint State 70. Makes it even harder to get in Mint State 70. Now, the key question I have right now, as we're getting towards the end, I think we'll give you another minute or 2 minutes here, is how many do we have left? Because that is as much as important as what we've sold, because we've sold well through, you know, half the quantity of what I even had available 72 hours ago. So I'm anticipating we are below 1,000 pieces at this point, and jumping down 2, 3, 4, 5 at a time. Many people buying multiples. So, you know, in retrospect, is Mint State 70, it's perfect. A coin that's very difficult to get in Mint State 70. A coin that they only made 500,000 of, the rarest Mint State silver eagle. That by itself would make it collectible and desirable. And then, of course, you have it in our exclusive holder that you can only get here at HSN at our original issue price of only $199.95.
It's an incredible deal, so stay in the ordering process. Fastest way to order is going to hsn.com, your HSN app, key in the item number 910827. So yeah, just only about 1,000 of those left. All right, we're going to move on over and show you some more incredible deals that we have for you.
Spend a little bit of time here, too.